In this video series, I'm going to show you 5 shots that you need to break 85. I'm also going to show you 2 that you don't need. Like that one. The other one's going to shoot up high and spin back like crazy. The dreaded plugged lie. Out it comes every single time. It's such a simple shot to hit. It takes away all the error. I'm like a dog taking a pee right now, right? The long bunker shot. It's not going to go ahead and spin and stop. It's going to land on the green and roll out further. So the first shot that you definitely don't need to break 85, but it's a fun shot to have, is the shot that Phil Mickelson showed us. It's the over the head shot. So it's the 60 degree, it's open the face up, it's get down the hill, you lean back, you pray for the people in front of you, and then you just give it the biggest old swing possible, and you just hope it gets pretty close to the hole. What? Fuck! Sorry, my fault. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you how to play it out of a plugged lie. Look, it happens, it sucks, but what are you gonna do? You gotta get the ball out. But what I tend to see is golfers just decelling behind it and never getting it out. Or, you know, maybe they make a big enough swing, but then they blow it clear over the green. But most of the time, what it is that decel down into the golf ball. And usually what it does, it ends up rolling into your footprint just to frustrate you a little bit more. So how do we go ahead and show you how to hit it out of this plug lie? So first thing we've got to do is realize that when the ball is plugged, we've got to use the club in a different way. What we're going to do is we're going to shut the club down. Now you're going to think I'm crazy because I've taken it from square to completely closed. And I'm going to set up into the golf ball and I'm literally going to just stab the club down into the ground. I'm really not going to try and swing through it. And what you're going to see is the ball's just going to pop right out and get onto the green. So it's much more of a vertical hitting down with a closed club face rather than trying to hit a normal style bunker shot. So again, we shut the club face way down and then we just stab the club down into the ground, okay? And as you see, every time it just pops out. It doesn't take a whole ton of energy. It just takes knowing the right technique. Okay, so on this one, let's make it really bad. Let's really get it dug in there. I mean, it's almost impossible for us to get that ball out, right? But again, shut the face down. You're not going to go through it. You're going to dig the club into the ground, right? And out it comes every single time. So apply this the next time you're in there. Don't be afraid of it. Just understand it's all about the right technique will get you the right result. So a shot that you have to be able to consistently break 85 is being able to hit a chip shot off of a downslope. You see, what I see most amateurs doing is they set up and they're trying to add loft. They're trying to get the ball up in the air because it's on a downslope, and inevitably they're thinning it along the ground, or they're catching so far behind it, they're actually topping it in front of themselves. So what I want to show you today is how do you go ahead and get it set up right so you get the ball up in the air and stop blading it and hitting those chips nice and close to the hole so you can stop making the doubles and the triples, start making pars and bogeys. So it's simple. I've just got the mathematical term for this. What we've got to do is make sure that our spine is perpendicular to the slope. We have to be at that 90-degree angle. So it's going to feel to you, honestly, like you could literally be, I'm like a dog taking a pee right now, right? Is I'm standing on one leg, 90% of my weight is down the hill. And then my goal here is not to try and get the ball in the air. The club will do that. So what I want to do is lean down the hill and then have practice strokes, making sure that I'm taking a divot just in front of the golf ball. So a divot just in front of the golf ball. And what that's going to look like, look at that weight right here, is as I swing down, the ball's going to jump up in the air and you're going to stop leaning back and blading it. So again, let's run through it one more time. So we're used to standing here, getting balance, lean way into the left side. Think of the dog pee, right? Dog taking a pee. Take the divot in front of the golf ball. You're not trying to get the ball in the air. And every time you're going to see the ball just jumping up in the air, getting onto the green really simply. So again, perpendicular to the slope, lean into the left side, divot in front of the golf ball, and then swing down. Ball goes up every single time. It's simple, but you've just got to get the right setup, and it's going to take away the blades, get you on the green, give you a chance to make that par. Okay, so this is not a shot that you need to break 85, but it's a really fun shot. It's the massive backspin. 2 golf balls in the bunker, you get them together, you pull the sand out from behind, and then you hit it as hard as you possibly can. One ball's going to fly into the lip, your friends aren't going to see it, the other one's going to shoot up high and spin back like crazy. Take a look. So if you're interested in learning more about the scoring method and how to take quads and triples off of your scorecard and really get you shooting more consistently, lower scores, having more enjoyment, I want you to check out thescoringmethod.com. Go and be part of the community, watch the videos, get all the downloads, everything that you need to get guaranteed results, lower scores for your game. So one of the key shots that you're going to need to consistently break 85 is ensuring that when you have a long shot like this, you're using the right club. What I so often see is I see my students turning what I would say is a basic chip shot into a pitch shot. So they're extending the swing rather than changing the club. Now, it's fine, and yes, if you're on tour, you can go ahead and do this easily, but what I tend to see from my players is D-cells, they hit it pretty good, but still it's about 15 to 20 feet short. Then unfortunately, occasionally I see this shot where there's the blade across the green, and now we're making triple. And then finally we'll have the infamous dunch, you could call it laying the sod over it, where it's the and complete chunk, and again ball's nowhere close to the hole, and this is where we're struggling. So what we've got to be able to do is simplify this shot, and instead of trying to pitch this golf ball, go ahead, change clubs, and show you how to chip it. So what do? We just go ahead and grab a hybrid, a simple little hybrid, and we turn this into what I call putting with loft. So the beauty about the hybrid is it's got about 19, maybe 25 degrees of loft. A putter has 3. So the problem here is a putter is going to get caught up in the fringe. You're going to have to hit it way too hard. Whereas this little hybrid, all I've got to do here is just putt with it. And with that, it's going to go ahead and just work its way all the way up the hill. And as you can see, it's such a simple shot to hit. It takes away all the errors. So what I want to challenge you to do is the next time you go out is drop down 3 golf balls and just get comfortable rolling these up the hill and start to see that your biggest miss, your biggest error, okay, occasionally you might hit a little bit too long. You might get the pace wrong, but you're not going to have those misses that are going to lead to doubles or triples. So simplify it down, start putting with loft, get rid of the sand wedge. When you've got these long chips, don't turn it into a pitch, keep it simple. So a key shot that we need to know to break 85 consistently is the long bunker shot. We've got a 40-yard bunker shot. It's a shot that destroys your round for 2 main reasons. The number one reason is this, is that you take a sand wedge out, you make the swing, and you get it out on the bunker, and now you have a 75-foot putt, okay? The next thing, the one that's really bad, is that you go ahead and you say, no, I've got to get it all the way back there, and then you blade it 25 yards over the green. So what we're going to talk about today is instead of these two and trying to hit this perfect shot, which you keep on blading or chunking, we're going to go ahead and change clubs. Simply, we're going to go ahead and get down to our 9-iron, and we're going to try and play the exact same shot that we're doing like a greenside bunker, but we're going to call this a chunk and run. So you're intentionally going to go ahead and splash sand onto the green, but because it's a 9-iron, it's not going to go ahead and spin and stop. It's going to land on the green and roll out further. So let me show you how. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go ahead, set up just like we were if we had the sand wedge. We're going to make that nice full swing, splash sand onto the green, hitting about 1 inch behind the golf ball. Let's take a look how this works. What you'll see is it comes out way lower and runs all the way back to that hole. So remember, on these long shots, we're going to go ahead and use a 9-iron, not a sand wedge. Let me show you a couple more. As you can see, it flies a lot further, a lot lower, and runs out all the way back to the hole. Okay, one more here. Again, nice wide stance. We're going to splash sand onto the green, but we have the 9-iron. We've got the right club. Let's see how it works. So even that one, you can see I chunked way behind it, but look at that ball, it's running all the way out to the hole. So the beauty here is your error can still be a little bit too heavy, but the ball runs out and you're not stuck hitting a shot 5 yards in front of you and leaving an 80-foot putt or blading it clear over the green. All right, go out there and apply this. So the next shot I want to show you is the shot up against the fringe. You hit a good shot onto the green, it's rolled off to the back of the green, and you've come to rest right up against that fringe, making it almost impossible to get down on the golf ball. What I tend to see here is that the anxiety people have over this shot is the real problem. People are usually making mistakes by trying to actually chip down on the golf ball. And what you'll see is that when they do that, it just comes out way too hot and shoots across the green. The second one I'll see is where people actually decel so much that they barely make contact with the golf ball. And then the third miss that I often see from here is where people actually blade it and hit it clear across the green. So let's go ahead and show you how to do this the right way. Okay, so the key to this shot is starting to understand that we're really not trying to chip this golf ball. When it's up against the fringe like this, what we're trying to do is use the leading edge of the golf club, right? The very blade of the golf club, and we want to hit the equator of the golf ball. So just simply, we get into the ball, we lean way forward, and then the key thing is the practice. Just work on right alongside the golf ball, allowing the club to just descend down into the middle of the golf ball. And what you'll see is the ball won't jump in the air, it'll just bump and run onto the green. And very, very simply now, you can hit these really easy chip shots from a very, very difficult position. So again, equator of the golf ball, top of the ball, just go ahead, putting it onto the green. Third one right here, just real simple, just go ahead and hitting the top of the golf ball, rolling it down on the green. It's a simple little shot that you can use to really start to save strokes.